Let's be very real. Most default blog page in WordPress always look very basic, very lame, and unattractive. Unattractive to you as a user, and how much more to your readers. But what if I show you that you can easily customize that lame, plain, boring default blog page to something more modern, fully customizable, one that will make your readers fall in love with your WordPress website and they will want to read every of your blog page or blog post, whatever it is you want to call it. And we are going to do this without paying a single dime. I'm going to show you how you're going to do this literally for free. Or even if you're that person who don't even have a blog page or blog post whatsoever at all, and you don't even know where to get started from, you want to have something that looks very beautiful, and you don't even have a dime to spend, I got you covered. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to create that. By the time I'm done with this video, it will look as though you have paid for a premium theme to have a blog page like this.
This episode is sponsored by Cloudways, your trusted choice for managed cloud hosting. Run your WordPress sites or WooCommerce stores on AWS, Google Cloud, DigitalOcean, Volta, or Linode without the hassle. Enjoy pay-as-you-go pricing, host multiple apps on one server, and get 24/7 award-winning support. Don't miss their Black Friday Cyber Monday deal. 50% off for 3 months on all plans and add-ons, plus 50 free migrations with code BFCM5050 at cloudways.com.
Sincerely, what's the benefit of a blog page that loads slowly? One that's crawling, that your visitors had even left even before the blog page opened. And that's why Cloudways is the deal. If you really want to have a fast, blazing WordPress website, then you should consider using Cloudways. So to make this video step by step, we're going to be following some super simple, easy steps. So the first step is for us to create a blog page. This will be very useful for someone who don't even have a blog page whatsoever. But if you have one, you might want to skip that to the next step. And that's taking to the second step, which is for us to create a blog post. That would be extremely useful for us so that when we are trying to design our page, we can see exactly what it will look like visually. And that will take us to the third step, which is for us to install a plugin that will bring everything together for us. I mean, the design, the categories, everything we want to do really. That will take us to the next step, which is the fourth one, which will be for us to create layout. I'm going to be creating a lot of layout. We would maybe in this tutorial be creating layout based on categories. You can create layouts however you want to, and I don't want to talk over your head. We're going to see that real quick. And the final thing we're going to be doing here is for us to embed our layout in our blog page, and then we can customize it however we want to, right? Super simple, 5 easy steps. So without further ado, let me take you to my screen and let's get started already. So right here is a default WordPress theme that I want to use for tutorial purpose. If you scroll down, you can see it's a random WordPress theme, and this theme is by Astra, and I don't have a blog page at all for this. So let's see how to do that. So let's come to the back end of this WordPress website. I have that opened here. I can just go to my pages. Let me even see all the pages I have here. Let's see if I have any page for blog. That might be the first thing you want to do in case you don't have a blog page. So as you can see, I don't have any page I want to use for my blog. So let's create a new page for that. So I'll just come up here and add a new page. I can just call this blog. You can call it news. You can call it whatever it is you want to call it. That's literally up to you. I can then publish this page. That's it. For us to be able to put out content on this page, there are a few things we have to do. So let's come back. By default here, I have some random blog article that I have on this WordPress website. So you can see they are just generic random content here. So in your case, I want to believe that you have blog articles. So you can just come here, you can come to add a new blog post, and then you can add all your posts. You can create categories for your post. You can also create tags for your post. So that's it for our blog post. In your case, if you also want to create maybe demo content, just like I have done, you can use a plugin called Faker Post. It will help you generate contents like this. And then you can use that. That would help you auto-populate 30, 40 blog posts as much as possible as you need for your blog in case your original content is not ready. And that's it. So the next step is for us to install the plugin that's going to bring everything together. So let's continue. So now let's come to our plugins. Let's come to add a new plugin. So let's search for a plugin called Blog Designer. And the first result we have here is Blog Designer Pack. You can see blog, post grid, post slider, post carousel, category post, and news. This is a fantastic plugin. Here, there are quite a number of other plugins here that can literally help you. But let's just work with the first one here. So let's install and activate this plugin. So you can opt in to get email notification for security on future update or educational content from this blog post. Feel free to do that in case you want to, because this is just for tutorial and this is a staging environment. I'm going to skip this. Good. And then we have this dashboard here. Yeah, Blog Designer Pack is an awesome plugin. It would help us create our layout and then we can embed it into our blog page. If you're excited to see that, let's go straight to the next step, which is to create our layout already. And the first thing we want to do is to create our first layout. Super simple and easy. So if you scroll down here, you should see a new feature here called Blog Designer Pack. And then this is where you can see all your layout. You can add a new one, your shortcode builder, your style manager settings. A lot of things here are locked in the Pro, so you don't need to bother about that. So let's just use this literally for free. So let's create our first layout. By default here, the layout we have is post grid, and you can see what that will look like. We have a preview window here that I find very, very amazing. So you can see what that would look like. But maybe the first thing we want to have on our blog page, maybe it's not just a post grid like this. We want to have maybe a slider or maybe a carousel. So let's switch that from a post grid to, let's say, a post slider. So there are quite a number of things you can work with here, like post carousel, grid box, list, masonry, ticker, quite a number of things there. So let's first work with maybe a slider, right? So let's do that. We can just give this a title or a name called maybe post slider. At least that's good enough for us to remember exactly what we want. So this is what that slider will look like. And this may not be good enough for you right now. Let's just chill. Let's see what we can do with this. So if you come to your layout options, if you come to general and design, this is where you can begin to change things. So for example, this is design 1. Let's say we don't like this. Let's switch this to design 2 and let's see what that would look like. So this is exactly what that look like. And I think this is maybe not bad. For our image size, by default here is large. You can reduce this. For example, you can just say maybe thumbnail, medium, large, full, but I always love my image to be full so that it is not showing blurry on front end. Right, so that's it. So let's continue this and let's come down to our slider. The first thing here is our loop. Our loop here is true, and I think I like that. I want the slider to keep looping. That's okay. The next one here is to show arrows. Our arrows here is true. I might just want to switch this back to false. Let's just say I don't want to have the arrow there. You can see that. Show dot, which are the dots here, is true. This is good. Autoplay, I love it to autoplay, and I think I love the speed. Every other thing you have here is locked in the Pro. So let's leave that. So the next thing here is meta and content. You can see here dApps. You can see the date, the design here, which is the category for this. So let's say I want to show post date. I don't want people to see the date that I have posted this because I want it to look like an evergreen content. So let's just turn this to false, and that's gone. Okay, so show author dapps, I want to leave that. Show tag, I don't have any tag for any of this content here. Show comment counts, you can see show category, which is true. Show content, which is false. The content should work more like a post except, so in case you want to have that, so I can just say true. That should have an except. You can see something like this, and the word limit here is 20. I might want to maybe increase this to, let's say, maybe 50, something like that. You can see that. That's super cool, right? So show more, you might want to maybe turn this to true if you want that. So just something like this. So let's just leave this the way it is, like this, just for tutorial purpose. And the last thing you can do from here is to use your query option, and this is extremely important. And I think I love this. I love this because this would help you in case you're using a custom post type. Maybe you have other posts, like you are doing maybe a podcast. You have different types of post types. You can just change that here from your post type. You can maybe just display other post types here. And I think that's super good. So number of posts here by default is 20. I might want to maybe change this, so I don't want to have more than, let's say, 5 there, right? So you can see that has limit this dot here to 5. Include by category, yes, I might want to do that. And my category, I might just want to maybe type in a category. So I want this to display just featured posts, right? So that's it. So you can see these are the featured posts I have here. By default here, it's just showing featured here, which is good. So post order by maybe post date, descending, ascending. You can do all of those things here. They are quite very, very amazing, right? So that's it for this. Once you're done with all of this customization here, other things here is locked in the Pro, and I want to believe they will be fantastic too as well. Let's just publish this. That's it. We now have a slider ready, and you can see here we already have a shortcode that we can use to display this anywhere whatsoever we want to display this. Isn't this super cool and amazing? Let's continue this and let's see exactly what we can do more. So right now, let's add a new layout. Let's come up here and add a new layout. For this, post grid is fine. So let's just call this post grid. You can give the description if you want to. I'm going to leave that. So this is exactly what this will look like. Let's say again, we don't like this. We can also customize this, right? So we can come to general and design. That's the first thing here. And the design here, we can switch this to design too, just in case you're not okay with the first design. So this is exactly what the second one will look like. Maybe we're going to stick with this. I don't even know which one to go for. Let me switch back to design 1. Let's see that. Okay, maybe let's work with design 2 for this. By default here, we're going to have 3 grids here. Let's say we want to increase this to 4, right? You can see that. Super cool. And let's say we want to also change our image size, like I showed you earlier, from large to full. That's also very possible, so that we have a very sharp image at front end. That's it for our meta and content. We can also play with things here. We can show post date, show author. You can see all of this nice stuff here for you to customize. Also for our query, we might want to limit these to categories in case, but this is basically for every of the content we have. And I think this is beautiful. Let me type in a category here called design. I have a few categories here, maybe 2 or 3 of them. So design. So let's say this is post grid. Let's say this is for design, right? Okay, so post order, ascending, descending. You might want to customize that however you want, right? Maybe I should switch this back to the grid. Let's make this 3 instead of 4. Okay, general design. Okay, so let's switch this back to 3. Yeah, so maybe this will be good for our purpose here. For pagination, to the number of posts, this is where we might limit things. We might just limit this to maybe 3 posts. Maybe I should do that. Let's limit this to just 3 posts, since this is just for a category. And then if I do that, if they scroll down here, they'll be able to go to next. Unfortunately, for our pagination here is set to true. I'm going to leave that the way it is, but the pagination type right now is just numeric. If I want to change that to maybe load more or infinite scroll, I would need to use the Pro version. but this is good. Let's just leave this right now for tutorial purpose, and then let's publish this. And now let's add a new layout. Let's create different layout for every of the category I have. So I can just call this market. There's no need wasting so much time for this. So instead of post grid right now, let's just work with a masonry, right? Okay, so let's come to the design. Let's come to design 2 for this. Let's see how that would look like. Okay, so for grid here, let's do 3. All right, this is not bad, but because we don't have images of different aspect ratios, we would not be able to see the beauty of the masonry, right? So, but again, let's just leave it the way it is like that. Let's just make this full as usual. Feel free to customize this however you want, but what's most important that we must work on here is the query, and we want to limit this by category, and then let's call this market. Let's search for market category. Good. All right, so maybe we should just leave this the way it is. There's no need for us to work on the pagination for this. Let's just display every of the content we have there in that category. For this example, feel free to customize this however you want to. In case you want to add pagination to that, you can just limit to maybe just show 3, and then people will have to scroll down to be able to see that more. Whatever it is that works for you is good. So let's publish this. All right, let's add another layout for our last category. So if it's called trending, and then let's switch this from post grid. Let's work with maybe a post list for this example. All right, maybe something like this is good. For our design, let's come, this is design 1. Let's see what design 2 will look like. Okay, this time around I'm switching back to design 1. Design 1 seems to work for me. For image size here, maybe I want to reduce this image size to, let's say, thumbnail. Oh, this is too far apart. Let's switch this back to medium. So you just keep playing around till you find something that you love. Maybe this is perfect for my use case here. Let's leave that the way it is. Let's come to query, and then let's limit this to trending. Good. Something like that. All right. So I think I can work with this, and then feel free to also customize this to use different pagination. Maybe I should do that for this. Let's switch this to just showing for content, and then we can add pagination to that. So you can see we can go more here, which is good. One of the not good part of this is that on the Pro is only when you can load this in Ajax. You can see numeric Ajax is not available at the free. So for you to try to go to the next page, it will reload the page. You can see the limitations you have there at the free, and maybe that's the reason why you may not want to go the pagination route if you're using the free. So that's just the not good part of using the pagination here at the free. So that's good for this. Let's publish this. So we are done with that. We can add one more, maybe one more layout here. Let me show you exactly what we can still do with this. And from post grid here, let's work with our post ticker. That would be very, very fantastic if you have like a news blog. So you can see something like this, like latest post. People can just easily click this through. Let's come to general. The ticker title says latest post. You might just want to call it maybe trending, whatever it is that you want to call it is fine. Unfortunately, I don't have any form of customization here. Everything I can do here is locked in the Pro. But again, let's come to the ticker, autoplay. You can see vertical up. Maybe we should do vertical down. Let that keep coming down. That's more like it for me. I think I like that. Autoplay is turned on. I think I like that. So for our query, so post date is good. So that's it for our query. We're going to leave this for our style. Okay, for our front here, we can choose normal or italic. And then for our color, you might want to use something that's very, very comfortable with your brand color. you might want to maybe select that, but I'll just use something random for this. I want to believe you understand. That's good. For front, I want to change this. Maybe let's use something like this, something darker like that. That's good. You can see a lot of other things you can control there at the Pro. So I'm just going to leave this. So let's also work with this. Once you're done, I just want to give this a ticker, at least something to remember this, and then let's publish this. All right, so all of our layouts are done now, and we've been able to create all these layouts based on the categories we want to use. I'm super excited about that picker category. Let's see exactly what we are able to do with that. So now this is taking us to literally like the final step here, where we want to embed this into our blog page, and then we want to customize this. So now let's continue this tutorial. You can come down here and come to all layout for us to be able to see every of our layout, and we can see all the shortcode here that we can easily work with. Now let's go customize our blog page. So let me just come to the next page here, and then let's come to our pages. Let's see our blog page and let's customize it. This is it here. Now let's edit this blog page. So now here we have a fresh canvas to design things. I'm not going to spend time here showing you how to design. I want to believe that you know how to design regardless of the page builder you're using. I'm using Gutenberg here. You can be using Elementor. It doesn't really matter. You can be using Divi, whatever page builder you're using. The beauty is that we are just copying short code here and we are pasting them here. And I believe every page builder out there has provision for short code, right? So feel free to maybe add the banner, header, whatever it is you want to do is literally up to you. So right now I can just start with, let's bring a short code here. Something like this, and I want to start first with my ticker. Let me just click this to copy it, and let's bring that here. So for this we can just duplicate this. So let's come back here. Maybe the next thing I want to do is my slider. Let's copy that, and then let's paste that short code here, and then let's duplicate this. And let's come back here. Then we can begin to work with different categories that we have. The first one here might just be trending. Let's copy this. So let's paste that. Let's duplicate this. The next one is the market. Let's copy that. Let's paste that here. And then the last one here, let's duplicate this, which is for our design. So let's copy this. Let's come back here. Let's paste that here. So this look like we are done, but no, we are not. We can work with something creative, but let's just publish this. Let's see exactly what this will look like. Let's view this in a new tab. So let's see what our page will look like. So you can see that that's good, but it's messed up. You can see there's no space in between. You can see that. So we might want to be a lot creative with this. We might want to probably just maybe add some spacing and do quite a number of things more, right? So let's rework things here. So let's come here. So in between this and this, we just want to have space. So let's add maybe a spacer to this. So let's 100 pixel. Is that not too high? Maybe we should just reduce that a little. Maybe somewhere around there. Let's duplicate this and let's just drag this maybe somewhere down here. Let's duplicate these two as well. Let's drag this down here. Another thing we can do here is to maybe explain our category better for people. So for this right now, I can just add maybe a paragraph or a heading here, something like this. So I can just say design. You can call it design category. You can call it whatever it is you want to call it. Is super left to you. So I can easily just duplicate this and then I can drag this up here, and this should be market. And again, I can also duplicate this and that should be trending. So feel free to customize this however you want to. The choice is yours. There is literally no limitations to whatever customization you can do with this. So now I can save this. I can come back here and refresh. And that's it. So you can see I now have my blog here. This title looks too small. I might want to customize that. So you can see here, you can see latest. This is sliding here. They can click through from here. They can see a slider here, which is beautiful. And there's a trending here. You can see all the posts. You can see market. You can see all the posts. And you can see design. You can see all the posts. One of the most exciting things about this plugin is the ability for it to query our content. And I love this. This means that it's able to work with custom post types. So in case you are using custom post types, this would work like magic. So you just need to go to your query, change it from post to whatever custom content type you're using. It works literally like magic. So that's exactly how to create a beautiful blog page like this literally for free. However, that plugin is a freemium plugin. It has a paid version that would even help you query your post by taxonomy. I think that's super cool and awesome thing to do. Maybe I'll cover that in subsequent tutorial. If you want to see tutorials like this on this channel, you know what to do. You want to subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you find this one useful, you want to give me a thumbs up. That's my time for this tutorial, and I'll see you in those other tutorials. And until then, take care.